Hello everyone, welcome to Galaxy Tech, and today we are going to compare the speed test between the S25 Ultra and the S24 Ultra. And let's see if the 8 Elite chip is worth upgrading from the 8 Gen 3, or will the 8 Gen 3 cope up? Let's start this video, shall we? So starting the comparison between both of these phones, and let's check if the performance profile is set to normal and also all the background apps are closed. I have a few set of apps that I have lined up for this speed test, as well as some benchmark apps just to mix things up together. And these are just the apps we use every day, including some games as well. Starting with the Word, and both open up at the same time. Waze is just milliseconds ahead on the S25 Ultra. YouTube is definitely faster as well as Facebook. Instagram opens up on the same time. Reddit was better on the S25. And LinkedIn actually opened up faster on the S24. Camera are almost the same. Castro, ChatGPT and DeepSeek, all the AI apps open up almost at the same time. CapCut was faster on the S24, but Google Earth, Netflix, and YouTube all open up faster on the S25. And the S24 is actually faster loading up all the benchmark apps. Now, before we move to the games, let's check up the RAM management for this as well. And both of these devices have 12 GB of RAM, which comes in handy, where it keeps almost all the 21 apps open in the memory, where it's amazing to see both the S25 as well as the S24 Ultra keeping all the apps in the memory. Now checking the benchmark results. First, the results for the Geekbench 6. The 8 Elite was definitely faster by 22% in single core and 39% in multi-core, which does match up the scores provided in the keynote. Antutu just shows around 27% difference, and 3D benchmarks shows up to just 2% difference, but the lowest score is 18% apart from each other. And it's a drop in performance compared to the 8 Elite, which is better on S25 than the 8 Gen 3 on S24. But on the other hand, the CPU throttling test shows a different result, where the S25 starts with a better graph. And mind you, the CPU throttling test is actually a 15-minute test, and the graph you are seeing below is a 15-minute run. The graph on the S25 Ultra just keeps on dropping, but on the S24 the temperatures get better and stops throttling after 10 minutes. As you see in the red line on the graph, the S24 shows better stability compared to the S25. And I would definitely say for a long running gaming session, S24 is gonna sustain longer. Coming to the games now, Asphalt opens up faster on the S25 by a few seconds. The Car X loads faster as well. Genshin Impact, on the other hand, loads up on same pace. And Clash of Clans follows the same. Monument Valley on Netflix opens up at the same time as well. Again, checking the RAM management test for the games too. Asphalt reloads on both. Whereas Car X was actually surprisingly open on the S24 Ultra, but reloads on the S25, which is a bit concerning in the RAM department as S24 is performing a bit better in here. Clash of Clans usually reloads all the time. Monument Valley were open on both. Finally, checking the Wi-Fi speed test on both, and the S24 is getting amazing speeds, whereas the S25 is not far behind, which is a bit bizarre as the speed test I did earlier showed that the S25 was a lot faster than the S24. And finally, checking the RAM management test backward for both the phones after the games and the benchmarks. As we discussed earlier, both of them has 12 GB of RAM and is showing the same results, wherein all the apps are staying in the memory and both of the phones keep almost 12 to 15 apps open at the same time, which is crazy. Basically concluding the video for speed test, the S25 shows real potential for gaming due to its shiny new processor. And it's still a tad bit ahead of the S24, which is already pretty powerful. And the same 12 GB of RAM on the S25 isn't helping it at all. While the scores on the S25 are 20 to 40% higher than the S24, I wouldn't recommend upgrading just for the processing unit itself. If you are a gamer, you can think about it. That too is a gray area. I would also be doing the same test with the iPhone 16 Pro, so stay tuned for that one. And that's been it for today's video, guys. How do you like it? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.